Okay, so this is the interface once you have your model pulled in. A couple drive things. Two fingers will allow you to zoom in, zoom out. Clicking once and holding will allow you to rotate the platform that your image is on. Okay, and you may need to do all those things. You'll also see the indicators for the X, Y, and Z um, parameters of this. Okay, so let's just run down a few things here really quick. Don't worry about this top bit with the printer. We'll sort that for you with the device project and calibration. You don't need to worry about any of that stuff. So we're just going to look at this. Our nozzle is 0.4, which is standard flow. Okay, these are the different project filaments. Just so you know, we currently only have one in there. That's the way it's working right now. Okay, um, and it will be PLA, and you can use generic PLA, and that will get the job done for you. Okay, for here, we want to make sure we're using the let's see, it is the high quality, or no, is that right? Nah, the standard. That's the one I think we use right there. Okay, point two. All right, and then these are the heights of the initial layer and the layer height. So that would be like down here around the bottom, what would start the brim, okay? And then the line width, this is all the different widths of um, and all the detail of how much it's going to kind of spray the filament out at a different time, right? And so here's our infills down here, our inner wall layer, and you can see it defaults and gives you some options there right away. You're probably okay with those, but that would have to do with the quality and thickness of what's going on, okay? Strength, one or two things you might want to change is the pattern. So the surface would be the top layer. So we can look at different patterns. Obviously, different patterns are going to result in different quality of output, okay? And also the amount of material used. So you might change that. Layering, shell thickness. So that's like if it's hollow on the inside, whatever you're working on, you might want to make that a little thicker so that it's a bit stiffer, okay? Um, as you go through the bottom surface, again, you can control what type of pattern is on the bottom, making for a stronger or weaker kind of setup, and also using more or less material. Okay, and you just keep coming down through here, and all these things allow you to change. The biggest one to think about would be this infill, which is this one. Okay, it's got these different kinds again, all the same kind of things. You'll have to think about which one you need to use to make it strong or weak, and how much material you're using. Okay, and then sparse infill, this is where we're talking about kind of the areas that, like if you're looking at Yoda's ear here, would we be infilling the whole thing solidly, or would this be something we don't quite need a ton of? And again, you've got your options here. All right. And then we've got a few advanced things here. But to be fair and honest, I think we can leave those the way they are. Speed, don't worry about speeds right now. Our machine actually allows us to fix the speed on the outside, so the defaults will be fine there. And then supports. If you have overhanging kind of pieces, you might want supports. There are different types of supports when you put them in. You'll see these come out, but these will again add or subtract the amount of material you need to use, all right, as we go through. So once you get all of those things selected and looked through, there's one more deal here. So the skirt or the base, the brim, the skirt is what puts it on the plate and melds it to the plate, okay? Tower and infill, you can see here that I've got it set to 100%. It's giving me issue, all right? So it's telling me, so anytime you see red there, you'll be able to figure that out, okay? And then slicing. Slicing is what preps it for us so that it's ready to go. Now, once you click on your model, okay, you get all these options up here where you can rotate, you can scale it to make it bigger, you can turn it on its side. So you need to think about which way will be the best for printing your material, trying to avoid using as much support material as possible, okay? Um, you've got a few other things. There's the support as well, okay? Color painting, those kind of things we don't need to worry about right now. But really, when we get down to the slicing now, okay, it'll go through and slice my image. This is really just prepping it for the machine. And what's really cool here is I can look at, let me get rid of this box in the background. There we go, get rid of that one, okay. You can see how long it's going to take right there. You can see how much filament it's going to use right there. All right, and so it shows me basically all the details I need to know. And then if I'm curious or interested, you can see how it's going to print it. It's kind of neat to see how it prints. When you look down, now you can see what type of infill you selected and whether or not it looks good to you and is going to be strong enough. So pretty cool. And same thing here. Okay, we go the other way. All right, so that's probably about it for now. What you'll want to do then is eventually we'll print, but we'll print to, we'll save project as, or export is what we'll do to STL. And once we have that, we'll be ready to print. Okay.